Hello, Team Easy Dating. Today's topic is say this and make his heart melt. If you're new to the channel, I'm Mike Goldstein, founder of Easy Dating Coach. If you want to fall in love or create the love life of your dreams, come subscribe. I do new videos at least once a week. All right, today's topic, say this to make his heart melt. Let me tell you a story. All right, so I was at a bar and I was with one of my best friends, and I turned to him and I go, Dom, let's go take a lap and see if there's any beautiful women in this bar. So we're taking a lap and we kind of come a full circle around this bar, and all of a sudden I see this gorgeous woman, and I couldn't help but kind of just stare at her as I walked by because she was stunning. She was like 5'11", brunette, and just gorgeous. So I'm walking by her, I'm 6 feet, and I just lock eyes with her. And as I walk by, she says hi. And I was in shock. I'm like, I can't believe this beautiful woman is saying hi to me. And I wasn't kind of expecting it. I was kind of in my head a little bit. So I kind of walked by and didn't think to say anything really. And then I kind of snapped out of it. I'm like, wait a second, you're a love coach. This is embarrassing. You should be good at this. So I kind of over my shoulder say to her, you are gorgeous. She goes, what? Smiling. And then I turn back around and I go, you look exactly like Uma Thurman. She's like, what? I've never heard that before. I'm like, yeah, you look exactly like her, especially when she played in Kill Bill. So she starts smiling. She's like, oh, you're so cute. Thank you. And then we start talking. And I couldn't believe how many things we had in common. She had her own company. I have my own company. She loves working out and eating healthy. I love working out and eating healthy. And it was just very easy to flow conversation. And then I found out that our ages were pretty close. And of course, she grew up in New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. So it just kept flowing, and we talked about our businesses and the trials and tribulations of working from home and building revenue and all these things. And honestly, we just were inseparable for about 30 minutes, which, you know, at a bar that's kind of noisy and you've got your friends around, you usually, you kind of break things up, but we were really into each other and it was really clicking. So I think both of us just didn't want to leave. So fast forward, and we were so into each other, we not only exchanged phone numbers, but we exchanged email addresses. And so I was so excited about this woman. Eventually we said goodbye, not before meeting some of our friends and meeting her sister and some of our other friends, and then of course I introduced my friend. Anyway, I left. I was all excited. I had a phone number, I had an email address, but more importantly, I had someone I was interested in. So about a day later, I send her a text message and I get nothing back. And like a day or two goes by, and I call my buddy and I'm like, Dom, tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought we had a real connection. I am shocked this woman is not texting me back. And he's shocked. And so then I'm like, on about 3 or 4 days later, I'm like, wait a second. I never do this, but I got her email address. So then I emailed her and I'm like, hey, I texted you. I thought we had a good connection. I'd love to take you out on a date. So bummed that you didn't text me back. And she wrote me back and she's like, oh, I thought you forgot about me and weren't interested. I never got a text message. Whew. Whoa. So ultimately what happened was she was a little bit, little too many of these, and actually gave me the wrong phone number by one number. One digit was off. But thankfully she gave me the right email address. So we started going on dates. And the first date we went on, I remember just sitting there and we just couldn't stop talking to each other, and it just flowed. And we talked for like a few hours, and it just felt like it was like 10 or 15 minutes that we were talking. And just, it was so easy. And just everything flowed, and everything seemed to be similar between us. And so I remember walking her to her car at the end of the date. And at this point, like, our lips just had to touch. We just had to kiss. Like, we just felt so connected to each other. It wasn't like a question, are we going to kiss goodbye? It was just like, this is happening. And both of us wanted it. And so we had this amazingly passionate, short make-out, which I'd say like lasted maybe like a minute or two. And before I left, I immediately set up the next date. I was so excited about this woman. So fast forward a few more dates, and I think we're on, let's call it date 5 or 6 or something. And we decided to go to the gym together because we both love the gym. And it was so sexy. I thought like maybe we'd be working out together, but she was so independent. She just kind of was like, all right, well, good luck, and kind of did her own thing. And I'm like, this is hot. And the whole time I was working out, I'm kind of like keeping an eye on her as a man that wants to, make sure she's safe, protected, and just really, like, let's be honest, I was checking her out. Like, she looked gorgeous. She had her, those legging things, and I'm just like, whew, she is hot. So anyway, her gym has this cool like indoor track, and so after we finished working out, I like kind of asked her, I'm like, in like 20 minutes or so, do you want to take a lap around here? So we're taking a lap around her gym, and she turns to me, and this is the phrase that makes a man melt. This is what she said, and I'm looking to the left at my notes to get this right. You are quickly becoming one of my favorite people. And like, oh, and I just like fell to the floor like, this is the greatest compliment, admiration I've ever heard. Like, go in the comments. Like, do you see how imagine if this was said to you, would that like really resonate? Like, you're quickly becoming one of my favorite people. How would that make you feel? Would that make you feel good? Would that draw you to the person as a woman? As a man, hearing that from a woman, like, I was a puddle within myself. Like, that wasn't a compliment. That wasn't like, hey, I had fun on this date. Like, hey, you're a great guy. That was like, you're at the highest level of all the humans that I know on this earth. So of my 30-something years that I've been on this earth and meeting people, you're getting close to the favorite. So I loved that. And just was so excited and felt amazing. So that is the phrase that melts his heart. And it doesn't have to exactly be that, but I want to talk about the different levels of ways that you can compliment a man and how he's going to feel, and the highest level. So like normal appreciation, like what I was talking about, which is, hey, I had so much fun on this date. It's it's beautiful out. Like this, I'm having a blast. This is a great date. That's appreciating him, and that's making him feel good. He's going to smile. You applaud him. All that's good. But when you start talking about kind of like the character of him and the admiration of who he is, that's when he lights up. That's the next level of appreciation. That's admiration for his character, for who he is. Not what he's doing, who he is as a person. When you make phrases about who he is, he's going to be putty in your hands. Because he wants to be that to you. His whole goal in dating is to like find the woman he likes, but then be that amazing rock, this beautiful thing that you're really into. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions about that? Let me know. Would love to chat more about this in case I'm being confusing, which I tend to do. Anyway, I love all of you. If this was helpful, go hit subscribe and make sure you hit the bell. If you're already subscribed, hit the bell. Only 11% of subscribers have hit the bell, so you get notified when there's new videos. So I'd love for you to see all my new content and continue to learn. Anyway, I love all of you. Thank you for watching, and We'll see you next week on Tuesday. Love you. And I'll put 2 videos up there if you want to keep watching. Bye.